Well, good day to you. It is Monday, April 17th, 2023, where I am in the world, which is on the East Coast of the United States. My name is Erin Esser, and I am here with Morning Minutes or Morning Musings. I am debating on whether or not I'm changing this, but anyway, what we have today is the sun at 27 degrees in Aries. So we finish up the last few days here in Aries, and let me remind you here in the next 2 days or so, we are going to be having an eclipse on the 29th degree of uh, Aries Libra on the Aries Libra axis. So it's going to be powerful. And yeah, so yeah, but anyway, it's going to be in Aries. And so I'm just looking at the chart right now. And so, being that we are at the 27th degree of Aries, I bring you the energy from a soul perspective. And today we have an interesting energy. And again, like I've said to you in videos before, every energy builds upon the previous energy, right? So today's energy is really about being you. It's about keeping your word, right? It's actually it's Aries. The 28 is the Sabian symbol, and that is a large audience confronts the performer who disappointed its expectations. Um, or a large disappointed audience, depending on the Sabian symbols that you read. It all means similar things. So, however, how I interpret this is again, everything builds upon, right? So go back to like watch the other ones that I've done. They're short, they're to the point, because at this point right now, we're in Aries, we should know, right? We've been on this mission, we've been initiated, and we know who we are, right? We know what our values are, we know what our gifts are, and this is speaking with power and truth. And even if we're a little like, I'm not quite sure, we do know. And it's the more we speak about it, the more we speak with what we know, the more will come out. And I had the same experience this morning as well too. And so while I'm not 100% clear on even my, journey, because everything is shifting for me right now, which I'm sure it is for um, for some of you watching this as well too, right? We're in this place of uncertainty, and the beautiful thing about it is it's okay to change your path. It's okay to change your life. It's okay to decide, that what you're doing no longer works for you anymore, especially when you're on a growth journey. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to want different things in your life. It's okay. However, you need to know that and you need to speak that out and keeping your word. It doesn't mean that what I take that as is communication. It's communicating. So, for instance, I'll often tell my kids, they'll say, like, can we do this? Can we go do this? Can you do that? Whatever it is, right? They'll ask. And before I would say, yes, absolutely. And this was years ago. And then it would come to that time or that day that, we would be doing something. And I'm like, I just don't feel like it right now. I'm just really not, it's like the last thing I want to do. And then they'd be disappointed, right? And then I would be disappointed in myself and feel guilty and all of those things, right? Because I was attached to their expectations on what they wanted to do. However, if I would have just communicated, which I do now, and I have now for quite a while, I'll just tell my kids, like, hey, you know what? That sounds great right now. And if I'm in the mood on that day, then absolutely. But if I'm not, then probably not. So I speak from that truth. I speak with that power behind who I know that I am and what I know that I can or cannot commit to. So then they're not left disappointed, right? Because I said something that we would do or promised something. So now on the other side of that, the other thing is showing up in the fullness of who you are. And if you're doing that with all of who you are in full integrity, in truth and in power, and somebody doesn't like it, then it's okay, right? How can you be okay with that? Are you attached to other people's expectations of you? That is a good contemplation question for you. How attached to other people's expectations of you are you? Right? Even this Sabian symbol is a large disappointed audience. So there's a couple ways we could look at this, right? Say the performer was putting on this amazing show, right? And clearly communicated what it was going to be. I mean, clearly with their own unique power, right? And in their own truth of like what it was going to be. But in somebody else's, in the people that were going, they had in their heads it was going to be a different thing, right? Because we all interpret things differently. We can hear the same thing, but based on our own filters, we're going to decipher it differently. So they're left being disappointed because their expectations weren't met. Now the performer gets to say, oh, okay, how am I going to internalize this, right? Am I attached to this? Or am I going to know that I did my best and know that I was in my full integrity and my full truth and my full power. And so I am not going to cater to the expectations of an audience in order to get applause, right? So do you make decisions on how other people are going to react? Meaning, let's look at social media. Do you post things on social media because you know you're going to get attention from it? Right? Whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't really matter. Or are you posting things, you speaking from who you are, whether it's on social media or not, and just who you are, right? And not allowing the projection of their response to be an indicator of what you say or how you show up. This is soul level living, right? This is sovereignty. When you're no longer allowing external people, situations, expectations to dictate your thoughts, your word, and your deeds. That's it, pretty much. I mean, that's really it. That's today. That is today. And here's the thing: we were built to be with people. So if we have to know who we are, we have to know what our boundaries are, we have to know what our values are, we have to know where we end and the other person begins, if we're going to be in healthy and right relationship. And this is something that we all navigate through, and we all fuck up at times, and we all have amazing relationships too, right? I'm speaking for myself here. I mean, I have some amazing relationships, then I have some that I'm like, they're not fully aligned, and they don't have like a huge place in my life. They're still there, but they don't take up a lot of my life because, they're just kind of there. Nothing wrong with that. It's that, who are you when you show up around different people? Do you cater to the expectations of one person maybe over another? And why is that? Right? Is your expression authentic to you or not? Do you do things for applause, right? For atta girl, atta boy, I'm so proud of you. Oh, you're so amazing. Oh, all these things. Or do you risk, people maybe not liking you or not liking what you have to say, right? If they don't like you for what you say, there's, anyway, that's another topic. But do you risk that for your own expression of your own truth? So be true to you, be true to your word, right? Don't promise something to somebody else. And the other thing too is if you're showing up in a false way, then you are performing, right? Then you're a performer on a stage. And then people are going to be disappointed because you don't have the right people around you, because you're actually performing. You're not actually just being who you are. So I hope this makes sense. you know, it's like, here's a question for you, here's something to contemplate. If you disappoint someone, you can ask yourself, like, did I, did I somehow commit to myself to them in some way that I didn't communicate clearly and authentically? Or are they disappointed because I just didn't meet their expectation? And am I okay with who I am in this space? And then also, too, not demonizing the other person or the other people. That's a big thing. Any relationship, it doesn't have to be demonized for it not to be aligned. So I'll leave you with that as well, too. So anyways, so that was today's morning minutes, morning musings. However, it's not morning here anymore. It's 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. Really quick, in about a half an hour, the moon will be void. So for like through the evening. So I just wanted to let you know that yeah, until it enters Aries, and it's squaring Pluto. So already we can be kind of like, or no, not yet. Not yet. It will be squaring Pluto at the eclipse. The sun is about in that space of squaring Pluto. So yeah, just today, be true to you, communicate from this space. Make sure you're being authentic and clear in your communication. And don't be attached to expectations of others, as long as you're showing up in truth to you. So, and, relax after about a half an hour or so, however you can relax. Don't start any new thing, maybe contemplate, journal, maybe visualize, meditate, doing those things to kind of like help to visualize and frame in, and just kind of use this time to wrap up things that you want to wrap up. We are in a dark moon, so balsamic moon. So it's really kind of the time to go inward here before the rest of today through till the new moon. And I'll be with you tomorrow. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Until tomorrow, cheers.